Hi guys, so this week I thought I'd have a little chat with you about more of a spiritual and mental aspect of naturopathy, about letting go. Now many people ask me what is naturopathy, and I say it's the whole system. We are not just physical, we are not just a mental being, and we are not a spiritual being. We are a physical, mental and spiritual being, and we are all one. So part of being a naturopathic practitioner is looking at all elements of that. So it's looking at not just food, not just what you drink, it's looking at purposeful supplementation as well, but also under naturopathic techniques, I always bring in things that also work on a physical level, mental level and spiritual level. So this week a couple of things happened to me that I thought I would share with you that will hopefully help you learn from my experience, and you'll probably end up relating it to things that are going on in your life. So as usual, I always look to nature. So here I'm in my woodland and I'm sat by the tree just having a bit of a chill out in between work. So I've got my wellies on as I've just been working out in the woods, and I just wanted to have a chat to you about letting go and what that is all about. Now, I always say whatever is going on in your cells is going on outside of you. And exactly the same, whatever's going on in your outside environment is a mirror for what's going on inside of you. So just like Mother Earth, we are an earth, and inside of us, depending on what book you've read, we have between 50 and 100 trillion cells. You can't even begin to imagine that, and I don't know who has even counted them. But those cells are our population inside of us, and we tell it how to feel. We tell all those little cells what's going on the outside of the world. So there's a massive epidemic in the world at the moment of a stuckness, and that means that we're all getting very stuck in our ways, and that is telling us that our cells are stuck. Now, on a level of a naturopath, that would be in a number of different things. That could be because you're dehydrated, either because you're not drinking water or because you're stressed, and stress leads to dehydration and dehydration leads to stress. So water would be a massive element there, and also eating the right foods to nourish the cell membranes so things can flow in and flow out, so we can let go of toxins. But the main thing I want to have a chat to you about is because people quite often hook onto the water thing and the food thing as it's something that they can actually work on and they can actually do. But people seem to be less willing to look at, you might say, the mental or spiritual aspect of it. So this week we moved back on site, and I was moving things around. So many of you know my father passed away about 1.5 years ago, and I've still got some things that I'm sorting out from his house. And two of those things are all my teddy bears and dolls from being a childhood. So every single one of those I'm picking up, and there's a memory in there. And inside, I don't really want to let go, but I know I need to let go. So I had made the decision to carry on a tradition that my dad started. Every Christmas, we'd go to the local children's hospital and donate our old toys to make room for the new. And that's all about letting go. You have to be able to let go of something to make room for the new. So I contacted some local charities, and I'm going to be donating the teddy bears and the dolls and all the cuddly toys. So I was going about my way, and suddenly I was carrying these 2 big black bags, and I suddenly got hit with, this is my baggage. I'm carrying around this baggage. This is a physical manifestation of what I've been doing. I am not willing to let go of these because I'm not willing to let go of what they represent. And because I'm not willing to let go, I'm not able to make room for the new. And some of you might actually connect with that. So what I'm looking at now doing is donating these and really tuning in and feeling into what I've let go of. So that brings me back to nature. I always like to bring it all back to nature, and thinking of these amazing trees, well, not so much these trees, but the deciduous trees, the broadleaf trees. Every year they let go. Every autumn they let go of their leaves and know that that allows them to rest, and then in the spring they can bring up all the nutrients and make new amazing leaves. But if they didn't let go, they would have the baggage of these old leaves on them in the winter, and that might, during the storms, during troubled times, cause them to drop because of the weight of the heavy leaves. So let's convert that back to you. So as a naturopath, I work on the level it's looking at nature inside and looking at nature outside and getting lessons from it all. So how does this relate to you? Well, what are you not willing to let go of in your life, and what is stopping you from moving on? It may be you're stuck in a relationship that's gone a bit stale, but you know how it flows and it's a bit of a habit, and you're worried about what will happen when you let it go. It may be that you have an illness and you're worried about the kind of person you would be like if you didn't have that illness. So in some respects, it's easier for you to continue on the same path you are than look at new avenues. And I know myself, I was like that when I had pernicious anemia. I had pernicious anemia hashtagged onto me, and it was much easier to talk about that than to look at other ways that might also help relieve some of the symptoms. You may also be stuck and not willing to let go of your job. Your job might not be feeding you and not making you shine the radiant light that you are into the world. But you use excuses such as, I need the money, or what would happen if, all those what ifs. You know, Deepak Chopra says over 90% of the thoughts we have today are the same as yesterday, because we're all stuck. We don't push ourselves, and it's all about pushing ourselves. So in this video, I want you to take some time and think, in my life, what at the moment am I not willing to let go of? And then look at the why. Why are you not willing to let go of? A lot of the time it's fear. And I love coming back to that Wayne Dyer quote. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So rather than looking at a fear, you might look at it as, if I am willing to let go, if I let go of that thing, then what could happen? I am going to leave a gap in my life, and suddenly I am going to manifest and attract an amazing opportunity. And that could be a change of the way you look at it. Rather than come into it from a fear perspective, you could look at it as the opposite, as an excitement perspective. And I always say the line between anxiety and excitement is very thin, because it creates a very similar feeling in the body. So this week, I am giving the task to you to just spend some time, ideally in nature, because you can then tune into nature and have the goodness of the trees and all the natural vibes come into you. But just ask yourself, what at the moment do I know deep down in my heart and in my grounding feeling isn't working for me? But what am I not willing to let go of? What baggage am I holding on to that is taking energy from me? So every day I feel like I haven't got enough energy for me. And then think about, well, what would it look like if I actually let go of it? If you see yourself going to fear, come away from it and just think of excitement. Maybe I will meet someone new that really, really floats my boat and I can connect with, that makes me feel loved, adored and cherished. Maybe I'll retrain or get the job of my dreams where I can shine my light, and every day I'm filled with radiant love for the work I put out into the world. The only thing that is stopping you is your belief system and your worry. And a lot of the time, that is just going through your head anyway. Your body already thinks you're in the moment of letting go because you're worrying about it. And our bodies don't know the difference between being in that moment of worry or the worry. Your cells don't know the difference between an email from the bank manager causing stress and a tiger running after you. It simply sees it as stress. So I'm inviting you to take the moment, look at what baggage you're holding on to and what you need to let go of, and to take steps towards doing it in an excited way. I hope this inspires you to start to really look at what is going on in your life and actually looking at, it's my responsibility. I am taking the responsibility of holding on to those bags, and it's my responsibility to choose whether to let go of them. Yes, we can look at other things around us and blame those, or say I can't do it because of this, or I'll do it when, or what if, but it is our responsibility. When I had pernicious anemia, I was on the medication. Was getting more medication than I actually needed, and I was flooding my system with vitamin B12, and I knew that my system had B12 inside of it, but I was still unwell. And when I looked, it was because I was unhappy. I was unhappy in my situation. I had the so-called job of my dreams, but it wasn't allowing me to shine my true light into the world. I wasn't truly happy in many different aspects of my life, and I had to slowly unravel that and let it all go. Drop away any labels I had slapped onto myself and become no one, to discover who I truly am. So I have been there, I have gone through it, I have let go, and I'm not denying there's pain in letting go, but through that pain, when you get to the bottom of that pain, you realise you open into an amazing space of emptiness, and within that emptiness is possibility for you to shine.